How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2023 dark fantasy comedy film, and that is Dream Scenario. This was written and directed by Kristoffer Borgli, and this film tells the story of an ordinary family man named Paul Matthews, played by Nicolas Cage, who finds his life turned upside down when strangers suddenly start seeing him in their dreams. So that's pretty much the story of Dream Scenario. Now, this is actually Nicolas Cage's very first film that he's done with A24 here, and when I heard he was making a movie with those guys, I was really excited to see what he was going to be doing, since, as you guys may know, I'm a big fan of A24 myself, and I really like the movies they made over the last few years, which I do consider them a very unique piece of art that they've made. Although there are a few handful of their films that can be very polarizing in terms of whatever movies they make, like if it's either horror or anything else really. And Nicolas Cage has done a film like this, similar to this before, back in 2002, which was the movie Adaptation, starring himself and Meryl Streep and Chris Cooper, and that was directed by Spike Jonze. And I really found that film to be very unique, and it's definitely a movie I would really recommend if you've never checked it out before. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see this in the cinemas last year because I was quite busy at the time when this was released, with work as well as with some big releases that came out along with this and all that. But I was able to get a chance to check out this movie this year at home. So because there were a few things I did miss out from last year that I wanted to check out for myself, that I really wanted to see, but I didn't get a chance to from last year for myself. But I did watch this movie a couple months ago at home, and after watching this whole movie here, I gotta tell you guys that I overall had a lot of fun here with Dream Scenario. This movie was indeed a blast. And the best way I can describe this movie here is basically like another wild roller coaster ride of a movie starring Nicolas Cage here, whom he is the starting vehicle here. What I really liked in this movie was the overall genre mixes, which I thought all that here was really well mixed in together. When the movie does shapeshift along the way, when things play out very differently here, because there's times where the film does have some comedy aspects, which those aspects in the film were so awkwardly funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed those moments through some of the cringy stuff that does go on in the film here. And there are times where the film does have the horror territory here, which I thought all that was really well made here through the bizarreness that we do see in the film here. And yet, some of those moments do tend to be really graphic here. But yeah, I really enjoy those moments. And the overall ideas that the film does represent here, I thought were really interesting. When the film starts to go more further through like the way how social media elevates people's successes, and much more further in that, like cancel culture and stuff. Once we do see Nicolas Cage becoming famous, and then later down the line in the film, things start to go crazy and chaotic for himself here, where he does feel like he's kind of like in a nightmare world that he's living in. And there are a few subplots during the film here that the film does represent here that I kind of felt one of them was a bit leaned on here, whereas like the romantic subplot, and I kind of felt that just felt leaned on. And there are also times where I kind of wish like the film could have explored like other ideas that the film tried to show in here, and that's the only gripe I do have with the movie. But of course, the star of this movie, Nicolas Cage, he has definitely delivered another great performance of his career in recent years. He's just so great here, from being pure dynamic in the movie here, and his character I actually found to be really interesting throughout the whole film. Once we do see him in people's dreams and how he reacts to them, through some of the crazy stuff that he starts to experience that are just so awkward and yet so bizarre here. And everyone else, for the most part, they were all great for their performances as well. So all in all, Dream Scenario is definitely another wild film by A24 here. And if you're overall a huge fan of A24, or you're a fan of actor Nicolas Cage, or movies that's like this or anything, this is definitely one I would really recommend you check out here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Dream Scenario. I'm going to give Dream Scenario 4.5 out of 5. All in all, definitely another great work by A24 here. And as I said before, it's definitely another great role that Nicolas Cage has given in recent years here as well. And like I said, this is definitely another wild roller coaster ride of a movie with Nicolas Cage as the starting vehicle here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on Dream Scenario, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already or just recently checked this out. Did you have a lot of fun with this, or was this not your cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.